Completing this chapter, the learner will be able to recognize the duties of the OSC, identify the different search patterns and when to use them, recognize the limitations of restricted visibility, identify when to end search and rescue operations. You may be designated as an on-scene coordinator, OSC, in an emergency. Let us consider your responsibilities. Coordinate operations of all search and rescue facilities on scene. Ensure operations are conducted safely, paying particular attention to safe operations between all parties, both sea and air. Carry out the search action plan or rescue plan received from the SMC. If no plan is available, then make a plan. Modify the search action or rescue plan as the situation develops, keeping the SMC advised or in consultation with the SMC. Coordinate on-scene communications. Provide relevant information to other search and rescue facilities. Monitor the performance of other participating facilities. Make sit-reps as required. Maintain a detailed record of the operation. Advise the SMC to release facilities no longer required. Report number and names of survivors to the SMC. Provide the SMC with the names and designations of facilities with survivors on board. Report which survivors are in each facility. Request additional SMC assistance when necessary, for instance, a medical evacuation. It is very important that when you take part in a search and rescue operation, you look at the risks involved. The safety of your vessel and your crew should be your priority, and then the safe rescue of the survivors. Some of the practical areas for assessing risk are: is the distressed craft in immediate danger of causing harm to or placing my ship in danger? Can my ship handle the weather conditions? Has the distressed craft given enough information to prepare me in assisting in the rescue? Can my ship be of any real assistance? If recovery of a large number of survivors is a factor, can my ship accommodate them in regards to food, shelter, clothing, living space? Will my ship's stability be affected with the survivors on board? If helicopter operations are a factor, is the ship's construction suitable for a ship-aircraft joint operation? Do we have enough crew members available to assist? Safe search and rescue operations depend on teamwork and risk assessment. The international regulations for preventing collisions at sea continue to apply fully while carrying out searches. The manoeuvring and warning signals are very important in these circumstances. Any vessel not involved in the search and rescue operation should be aware of it and try and stay well clear. The SMC usually prepares a search action plan using trained personnel, search planning techniques, and other information the OSC may not be aware of. However, there may be circumstances where the search plan has not been provided. You may have been designated as the on-scene coordinator, but not given a search action plan by the SMC. You might then need to make a search action plan, taking into account the following: estimating the most probable position of the distressed ship or survivors, taking account of drift, determining the search area, selecting a search pattern, planning on-scene coordination, and the prevailing weather conditions. The datum is the start point for all search patterns. It is where we now expect the survivors to be, taking account of wind and currents. The SMC will have a computer program that can calculate the movement of the distressed craft. However, if you are not given a datum, and you arrive on scene, you may have to calculate the datum point, taking into account the following 3 factors: reported position and time of the incident, the time interval between the incident and the arrival of the search vessel, and drift resulting from water current and leeway. For example, if there is a 3-knot current running due north, and a wind from due east creating a leeway speed of 4 knots, then the combined effect would be a 5-knot drift in the direction shown. After 2 hours, This would create a 10 nautical mile change of datum, in the same direction as the drift. Track spacing is the distance between adjacent search tracks. This is usually as advised by SMC, or there is guidance in IMSAR Volume 3. There are 5 types of search pattern. Click on each pattern to find out more. A parallel track search in restricted visibility can lead to problems because to see the search object, the track spacing needs to be smaller, but we need to ensure search units will not collide with each other. And the loss of search area coverage, because of the reduced spacing, increases the time to search a given area. The on-scene commander may need to change the search pattern used or reduce vessel speeds to ensure a safe, effective search. In poor visibility, any ship not fitted with radar, or whose radar has become defective, should consider dropping astern of other ships and inform the on-scene commander. There are 2 reasons to stop a search and rescue operation: when it is successful, or when it has been judged to be unsuccessful. A search and rescue operation is considered successful when the distressed craft and/or survivors have been sighted and an effective rescue has been carried out. The OSC will inform the SMC that the search and rescue operation has been successful and that all survivors have been found. The SMC would usually cancel the distress message when no more assistance is required. Searches should be carried out until all reasonable hope of rescuing survivors has passed. The OSC and SMC, if possible, would have a discussion, and one of the factors that would be taken into consideration when cancelling an unsuccessful search is the possibility that survivors might still be alive. The OSC, after consultation with other assisting craft and the RCC, should take the following action. End the active search. Advise assisting craft to proceed on passage and inform the land-based authority. And advise all ships in the area to continue to keep a lookout. The responsibilities of an on-scene coordinator are set out in IMSAR Volume 3. Anyone taking part in a search and rescue should assess the risks involved. The international regulations for preventing collisions at sea continue to apply fully while carrying out searches. The datum is the start point for all search patterns. It is where we now expect the survivors to be, taking account of wind and currents. Sector search is most effective when the position of the search object is accurately known. Expanding square search is most effective when the location of the search object is fairly well known. Track-line search is normally used when an aircraft or vessel has disappeared without a trace along a known route. Parallel track search is used to search large areas where survivor location is unknown. Coordinated vessel aircraft search patterns are normally only used when an OSC is present.